Going live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing Red Dead Redemption 1, the official PC port on the Steam Deck. It's been 14 years. This game came out 14 years ago and we finally got a PC version ready to go. This is not a remaster, not a remake. This is basically a port of the original. When it comes to Steam Deck compatibility, we know nothing, but it runs fantastically well on PC, so whatever. So let's before I get into it, some notes. When it comes to size, it's only 10 gigabytes, so it should even fit a 64 gigabyte Steam Deck. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, you're here, Ariel Espanto. Hey guys, I'm live. Hell yeah. So let's see how it goes. I'm guessing we can even get maybe not 90 FPS because of the CPU, but still. Also, the first time I launched the game, it asked me for my Rockstar launcher login. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. I already did it once. You play with keyboard and mouse on the Steam Deck. I'm about to find out. I'm using a mouse and keyboard at the moment. But let's see how long it takes. Again, I already logged in, so shouldn't be an issue. But still. Okay. Alright. Okay, the game is opening. That's wonderful. I'm using the automatic Proton version, so there shouldn't be... there shouldn't be any custom stuff. This is like if somebody just bought the game and launched it, basically. I'm testing the OLED, but again, the LCD shouldn't be that far off. Should be almost the same. I love having a infinite scroll wheel. Alright, settings. Since I already played on PC, okay, I'm at 60 Hz here because I'm connected to a capture card, but the 90 Hz should be available on the OLED. It goes up to 144. VSync, I'll turn that off. Yeah, some stuff seems to be mapped to the, yeah, it rather use the controller for the menu. So it has HDR. I'm not going to use it because on a live stream it doesn't look good. The only thing that I would recommend generally when playing this game, the thing that made the biggest difference was shadow quality on high instead of ultra. Looked basically the same. And we got upscaling, dynamic resolution, all that good stuff, and FXAA, or no anti-aliasing. And you can also control the sharpening. I'm going to keep it at 50% without motion blur. And the level of detail all the way up. So the only thing that I lowered is shadows from ultra to high. We might need to tweak stuff, we'll see. GT710 run it, I have no idea. Plus high shadows. Plus FSR3 native AA. But if we need to use upscaling, I wouldn't be angry. Because it runs on a switch at the end of the day. Yeah, Steam Deck now. What is the max VRAM usage? You use less than 3 gigs. Sorry, sometimes 4 gigs. Okay, my mouse and keyboard is not actually working. My keyboard. Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. I wasn't connecting the keyboard correctly. Alright. So it's dropping into the 30s when I move the camera very quickly. Seems to be CPU limited, actually. Funnily enough. By the way, reminder, this runs at 30 FPS on Nintendo Switch. You can overclock the Switch to get a higher frame rate, but still. We seem to be dropping due to the CPU. That's annoying. Is it native res? Yes, sir. Sorry, I forgot to... Yeah, I wouldn't be mad to use upscaling. So let's put upscaling on... What about dynamic? Before doing dynamic res, let's put it on quality. Way better. Okay. Okay. Now this makes sense. But the stutter, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Yeah. I'm confused. Let me lock the GPU to 1600 MHz and see what happens. Sorry, 1300. The CPU has work to do. That still happens. That's a weird thing. No, it doesn't seem to be traversal stutter. It seems to be something loading. The CPU usage goes up, the GPU clock goes down. And thank you so much, Soul Keeper. What the hell? 24 euros donation. Thank you so much, sir. Soul Sleeper. He says, evening, Mr. Santiago. Keep up the good work. Are you planning to get the raw LIX and will you test Red Dead on your current ROG? At the moment, no, because of time. But the LIX is a little bit too expensive for me. And I'm trying to actually get a balance of how much content I can make. Because honestly, it's been very difficult because I got more work. So I'm thinking about the LIX, but I still need to do the normal LI, so I haven't found time to do so. Because with the two profiles, it adds 2 or 3 iterations of testing. So yeah, that's what I think, and thank you so much, man. That's the biggest donation I ever got, I think. So, respect. But I don't get what's going on with the performance over here. Let me see if I unplug the Steam Deck, maybe that helps. Okay. Okay. This is one of those cases where you plugged it into a screen and it runs worse for some reason. Okay. Yeah. Let me think. I need to find a way to do this correctly. Yeah, way less stutter when I'm not connected to a screen. And thank you, PuzZYK68 for being an awesome supporter. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. How's it going? Okay, that's fine as long as it runs great, right? Yep. Yeah, but I don't know, sometimes when I plug the Steam Deck to a screen, it does this stupid thing with the frame rate that doesn't make sense. My guess is it's related to that. Outering, maybe? Better to pull my GTA 4? Yeah, but that's not a big... a very difficult thing to improve on. Hold up. Yeah, definitely works better without the screen. I'll try something different, but I need a few seconds to set something up. Let me think. I need to do brain stuff. I think it's an issue. It's an issue with my on Steam Deck. It happens sometimes on the LCD. So I'm going to experiment with something, which is point a camera at the Steam Deck live, which I never did before. So one sec. Where did I leave that? Okay. I'm trying to set up a webcam, but I'm failing terribly. What am I looking for? Okay. Let's do this correctly. TDP. TDP seems to be 22 watts in total. One sec. I'll be right there. Doing this on the fly is weird. Apologies for the delay, by the way. My brain hurts. There we go. Okay. I think this should do it. Using my webcam, let me put it on a stand. Trying to skip this, then ready was live. Yeah, it's live. I'm trying here to get it to actually look. Because when I plugged it in sometime to the screen, it does some weird stuff that it shouldn't be doing. Maybe I'm wrong. At this point, who knows? Okay. The webcam is not cooperating, but it will at some point. Okay. Probably you can see this is the type of jank you're here for. Well, I'm happy to see that. This should look good. Okay, I'm going to crop it a tiny bit. I can actually rotate it on the webcam. That looks pretty crisp. Really? This is what I used to show my face, actually. Okay. Glad you guys like it. Almost done. There we go. Oh, and the audio. Use the headphone jack for that. All right. Can you guys hear the shooting? Yes? Okay, awesome. Okay, sorry about the jank. I tried to do a quick change. So this is ultra high shadows FSR3 quality. Low but yes? Okay. Oh yeah, it's stupidly low volume. What the hell? There we go. So the stutter is not messing, but it's way better than plugged in. By the way, this camera webcam records at 4K 30. That's why it looks slow. But this is way better than plugged in. Yeah, if you look into 50 or 40, maybe 45 for the OLED. So you can do 60 on Ultra, not on Ultra, but probably if we're targeting something higher, it should be good. Yeah. You played it last year on your OLED. Well, yeah, on Yuzu it actually worked pretty well. Although I'm here more for Undead Nightmare than anything. Should I play this version over the Xbox or Switch versions? I mean, if you want to play on Steam Deck, definitely play... I should have paid attention. If you want to play on Steam Deck, this is the best way. Oh no, I've seen the chat for the horse. Sorry, I had to skin my own horse. But it seems to be dropping, like on the PC, in the parts where it actually drops on PC due to the CPU in towns. Yeah, PETA will be after me. It wouldn't be the first time. Yeah. At least the horse gave me some... Whoa! It fell. Okay. But it seems to be troublesome in the city, which is usually what happens. The PC version, at least. Okay, not again, please. Also, shadows are on high because Ultra shadows destroy the performance, and it's not like it's a night and day difference. Let me see where this guy is. Ah, it's very far away. What am I doing with my life? Ah, let's jump. Whatever. Let's respawn. You finished the game on 1X last week? Yeah, you don't need to spend that. Although on the 1X, it's 30 FPS, right? It's crisp 4K, but 30. Let me see if I can force it by lowering the resolution. I don't think it will make a difference, honestly. Lower the resolution super low. But if I did ultra performance... Okay, it's the same. Alright, I think I know what we should do. To give the GPU some room to spare, we're keeping it on quality FSR3, and since cities is where it's dropping frames, we can actually just lower the level of detail to 50%. Especially the geometry. Wonder if the Legion Go can hit 1440p native at 30? Probably. How does it perform so far? When it's plugged in, I have issues, but that's the norm. It's my own Steam Deck's issue with the capture card. Draw distance sliders. Alright. So you guys understand what's going on. When it comes to battery, seems to be 2.5 hours on a full charge. Let's see it now. Oh, okay, that's way better. Okay, sliders at 50% fixes much better what's going on here. Yep, anisotropic has virtually no cost on a modern system. Yep. Although sometimes dropping it to 4 times helps. So to help the CPU guys, drop the draw distance. What platform is this? The Steam Deck. But I'll play it at 60 actually. Let's just, before I do anything else, let's save and see how daytime fares. But definitely lowering the draw distance. I'm guessing the draw distance like this is like the consoles. Maybe I'm wrong. VRAM usage is fine. When VRAM usage is too high on this game and you don't have enough, it usually just tells you, which is funny. 1% is too much? What do you mean? Oh, no, it's not too much, 1%. Depends on what the base number is. Okay, daytime. But man, playing this on the Steam Deck, I played it on Switch. This is way crisper than the Switch. The Switch uses FXAA. Okay. How does it run without FSR? Hey, hang on, before trying that, let me finish something super quick. Let me go to Armadillo. Armadillo. Isotope filtering. Yeah, GPU bandwidth dependent. Usually on the Steam Deck in newer games like U5 stuff, I tend to just lower it to 4 times, and it helps a little for consistency, but that's because it's a mobile chip. There we are. Okay, in Armadillo, we are still CPU bound. As you can see, the 15 watts the Steam Deck can draw from only for the APU. It needs to share it between the CPU and the GPU, and the GPU clock usually drops when we're CPU bound. So yeah. Although it's not bad at all. I'll just sacrifice the draw distance. 90 FPS would be nice, but that's not happening on the CPU at least. But it's not bad at all. Yeah. When it first loaded, it dropped pretty hard, but then it was fine. Let's try HDR super quick. Okay, HDR day, night. Oh, okay, you have very... Ooh, we can get pretty damn bright. Oof, stupidly bright, actually. This is way too bright. Let me see if this looks any good. Okay, it's not broken HDR. That's good to see. It's probably hard to tell because I'm pointing the camera at the screen. But this thing is too dark, but the game actually looks good with HDR. Not sure at nighttime, but yeah, we lose some of the color. The colors lose saturation. So if you're using HDR, yeah, consider the brightness at 40% maybe, something like that. But just for the sake of this live stream, let's disable HDR. We're basically playing on high with 4 times because it's an APU. Quality FSR3, which actually looks pretty good on the smaller screen. You can also tweak the sharpness. Motion blur is disabled. And I lowered the level of detail. Let's lower the geometry a tiny bit further. Yeah, let's keep it like this. Around 50%. 30 to 50%. Draw distance sliders. So this is for the CPU to not be hungry for more power, taking it away from the GPU. And I'll probably just lock it to 60. Also, it will say 90 Hertz later, but yep, it's good. Just do it like this, put it at 60. There we go. It's cracked. See, I called it. I called it, guys. I told you. I didn't mean to tell you I told you so, but I told you so. If you didn't have the Nuvo, it was going to be inevitable. Razor 1911. What? They're still alive? What is this, GTA 4? Okay, running in the city seems to be okay so far. Let's do Undead Nightmare. Let's see how long it takes to load everything. How much does it cost? Unfortunately, $50, which I wouldn't recommend the game for that price. It's a ridiculous price for this game. I get it, first time on PC, whatever. Hi there, by the way. But it doesn't make sense at that price. At that price, you're better off waiting. Buy Red Dead 2 instead. Play that first. And hang on, I'm connecting my other webcam so you can see my face. It feels more personal. I have a lot of wires running. Ugh. And that Nightmare is necessary, in my opinion, because, well, it has more stuff on screen. It's more demanding. Sec. Come on. Come on, NVIDIA broadcast. There we go. Hi. I touched down. Finally arrived to the live stream. Hi guys. Sorry for the delay. I missed the train. Okay, so I can finally talk to you guys directly. Best Steam Deck settings for battery life, we're about to find out. But we're now on Undead Nightmare. You look like a GTA villain. Excellent. That means that I'm rich. That would have been nice. So why you get less FPS if you connect to the monitor? I'm guessing it's the mismatch of the refresh rate. The Steam Deck OLED is probably trying to get 90 Hz, and my monitor is reporting 60, and it's kind of a... It's something to do with my capture card. So I apologize for the mix-up there. But the good thing is I found a new way to stream the Steam Deck. Do you guys like this way of showing up the Steam Deck? I mean, I could also do 1080p 60. Because 4K... Oh no, not again. Hold up. I'll be back. I'll be back. There we go. Sorry about that. I could actually tell it to be 1080p 60. And it will look smoother to the eyes. Whoa. Don't fall. Please. So what you'll see that is worse, obviously, is the resolution that I'm showing you. But at the same time, you see a smoother image because we're still pointing the camera at the screen. So now it should be 1080p 60. I'd say this format is basically as good as it gets for showing the Steam Deck. Yeah, I mean, especially considering that the capture cards won't support 90s. Because it's a rare refresh rate for such a low resolution. Yeah, I locked the frame rate to 60. So do you guys prefer 60 or 30 for the live stream? Of course, 60 means 1080p, 30 means 4K. It works good enough. It was 30 originally, so it's a nice upgrade for a handheld. Yeah, without a doubt. You'd rather have 60 on the live stream? Hang on. Not 60 to 40, they just cracked the game. Yep, they did. As I expected. It was obvious that it was going to happen. And here we're in Blackwater. Blackwater, even on the PlayStation 3, it was a frame dropping thing. So I'm not surprised that by looking at the town from one of the sides, it drops frames. But again, we're on Undead Nightmare on daytime. Lock to 60. This is like 2.5 hours of battery. I think we can do better, but I needed to check that out. 60, 60, 60, 60 please, 4K isn't worth it. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I'm showing a small screen, so it shouldn't matter too much. But it's good. Possible to hit 90s. Unfortunately, we're CPU bound when it comes to high frame rates. But let me be super aggressive. Let's put it at 400p. Never mind, not 400p. That 400p. 480p with upscaling. And let's put it on low as well, without any FPS lock. I'm gonna load up the DLC at 500 FPS. Yeah, sure. No motion blur, obviously. FXAA, no. FSR3 native. Oh, there's also dynamic res. I keep forgetting that. But let's put it on low. So everything on low. The game still looks pretty good. We're still CPU limited. Come on, focus, camera, focus. I'll do manual focus because this is ridiculous. Yeah, this is, as you can see, the GPU clock can go up to 1600 megahertz. But why doesn't it get there? Well, because the CPU needs more juice, so it takes more power. So when it takes more power, basically it takes away from the GPU. And the CD in this game at least is when it drops frames the most. This is not ultra settings. 480p low. What is dynamic resolution? It's that when the game hits, you want the game to hit 60s, for example, you tell it, okay, if it ever drops below 60, adjust the resolution so I stay at 60. Although here, as you can see, when I'm not CPU limited, I can hit the 100 FPS mark. But again, that's because we were not looking at all the geometry and stuff. But you can get a pretty high frame rate, definitely. The thing is, keeping it there is difficult, even at the lowest settings. But if you want battery life, you can keep it like this. Go to put a 60 FPS frame limit. And you get way better battery life because low GPU usage, the CPU is used a little bit less. Instead of 25 watts, it's doing 19. Yeah, it would have been nice to have frame gen actually, to be closer to 90. This is 480p though. So let's do a balance of visuals and performance. So the balance, let me do something quickly. So as a baseline, we have Ultra, right? Well, high shadows is already a boost. Soft shadows, high is good enough. It has more shadow cascades. But high and or medium one of these, maybe medium. It actually still has a good amount of cascades. On a smaller screen it's less noticeable. Shadow blend, smooth, dithered, or off. I'm not sure what this is. I don't really understand it much, so I'll keep it on smooth. It should be more demanding, but I'm not 100% sure on what it means. Anisotropic, 4 times, smaller screen is fine. It doesn't affect the GPU bandwidth as much. FSR, native AA maybe, to target 40s, but let's put dynamic resolution targeting 60 for now. And the minimum render scale, let's put it at 50%. With a 50% sharpening. No motion blur, personal preference, of course. Geometry, this lower it right away. This will help the CPU not do as much work. And thank you so much, Spencer Walker, for the $6.66 donation. He says, there's a live stream. Let's go. I'm secretly listening at work. Awesome, man. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for the generous donation. Okay. So I appreciate that. Seriously. So remember to lower this to at least 50% in order to tell the CPU, okay, don't render as much into the distance, we should be good. And we have a dynamic resolution targeting 60. So that, in my opinion, should do the job. Should keep us the closest to 800p. Dynamic res 60. What am I missing? Mid-high settings. 40 to 50% sliders. And this, in my opinion, should be the best way. Should. There's also dynamic resolution for 30. I wish there was one for 40s, but hey. So yeah, there we go. Let's see if this works well. Again, 800p. We go to the edge of the map. Oh, I forgot the FPS. I'm gonna disable it. Again, if you have the Steam Deck OLED like I have right here, I highly advise you to actually lock it to 60. Otherwise, you're running 6 FPS on a 90 Hz screen. Just lock it to 60. But as you can see, looking into the distance, we still drop frames. Maybe needed a little bit more aggressive upscaling. And you can actually cap it in game as well. Here. Minimum render scale. I don't know what percentage this is, but I'm keeping it like 20 to 30% of the way. It still looks super sharp like this though. What the hell? You know what? Let's drop that dynamic resolution minimum to even lower than this. Maybe this means 50% resolution. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm not seeing... Okay, I'm seeing some lower resolution, but it looks sharp. But again, this is the problematic location. But it looks pretty sharp. Yeah, guys, if you want to sell the high Cs, safety, I think, is... If you have to ask about safety, you probably should just wait for the game to drop the price. Otherwise, if you know a technician or something that can clean your PC, you should be good. And we need Red Dead Revolver. You can emulate that one. That one is even older. The thing with this solution that I'm suggesting is that it drops some frames here due to the CPU. And you use more battery. And for the 90 Hz people out there that wanted me to try 90 Hz, let's put a dynamic resolution target on 90. Okay, 800p low. And as you can see, we cannot hit that target because, well, we're CPU bound. If you don't look at the place with geometry, you're good. The thing is, as soon as you look at the place with geometry, again, here I'm stress testing it. Blackwater is the place with the most geometry.
Good night, pal. This time I'll make sure you're dead.
Oh, it also turned. Yeah, 40 FPS I would say on the LCD deck, 45 or 50 on the LCD, on the OLED. But it's double the frame rate of the Switch version, so that's good. Anyway, let's go back to what I was showing you. Smooth is fine. Let's do FSR3. I think keeping a consistent quality option should be good enough. Level of detail of the geometry, no thanks. Terrain. Trees is more of a GPU thing here, but let's keep it like that. On the grass, like in Red Dead 2. Okay. So again, guys, we are definitely CPU bound. Definitely. So let's do it correctly. In my opinion, correctly means quality FSR3. You can, again, affect the sharpening, which is a great option. And the sliders, something like this. Again, geometry is lowered because that's what kills the CPU usage for the game. So in heavy locations such as Blackwater, you're dropping frames. Outside of Blackwater, you should be good. And when it comes to the FPS lock, if you don't care about battery life, you can lock it to 60, you have drops into the 50s. Why is everybody talking about pirating the game? I have an audience that likes that kind of thing. I'm very proud of them. So when you're not in a demanding place, it's something like this. Can drop into the 50s in Blackwater. But again, Blackwater is where it drops for me. In every single version. So I will play like this. 2.5 hours of battery on the OLED. 1.5 hours on the LCD. That's my guess. And if you want to maximize battery life and don't care about frames that much, I want to stay within the 90 Hz, you can always lock it to 45. And oh, FSR3 quality. For real, game should be €25 max. I'd say $30 max, yeah. It makes no sense, in my opinion, to charge $50 for this. It's a great game, don't get me wrong. I'm sorry about the flicker. The flicker is just that the webcam is either 50 Hz or 60. Let me see if I can fix that. That will be funny. Anti-flicker. There we go. That fixed it. Yeah, $50 is...
Let's go.
It's basically an outlaw's way of selling Red Dead 1. But as you can see, as soon as I get away from the city... Oops, I forget that I don't have infinite stamina. Sorry, horse! We get more than 2.5 hours of battery. You start the game basically in this area, so you'll see lower frame rates. But overall, fine. And the flickering, It's only the camera. The game looks completely fine. I also need to fix exposure. The camera is trying to expose the game properly, but oh, hang on. Some people are shooting there. Cannot see anything. Before I help them, let me fix the exposure. I'm sorry. It's the first time I point a camera at the Steam Deck live. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, it's higher price than the remake of Mafia 1. Oh, did I shoot a survivor? I'm an idiot. Oh well. Sorry, sir. It's not about you, it's about me. The F will maybe do the breakdown. Yeah. Do you speak Spanish? Sí, señor. Hablo español. The game is absolute peak, but it should have been 25 to 30. Yeah, definitely. Maximum. And include multiplayer. It's been 14 years. Come on, Rockstar. Wait for Digital Foundry breakdown. Same. Although it's probably going to, they're probably going to talk about that it's a very safe version of the game, which is fine. That's what I wanted. Wow, it's so far away. What the hell? But anyway, the best settings in my opinion is medium to high. Lock it to 45 FPS. On the OLED, on the LCD you can put it at 40 or 50. Blackwater will drop you into the 50s, but you can stay into the 60s most of the time. As you can see, if you lock it to 45, you get over 3 hours. I would even say 3.5 hours of battery on a full charge. Yeah, this is the X12. Imagine how bad it would run if we had the X11 instead. That would be crazy. American Buenos Aires here. Oh, you're very close. I'm in Montevideo, which is in Uruguay, the country right next to Argentina. Anyway, so those are the battery life settings, or the consistent settings, to say it in some way. So the consistent settings will be something like this: 800p, high shadows, medium shadow softness, yeah, I think smooth shadow blend, 4 times anisotropic, quality FSR3. Again, lowering this doesn't matter because we're CPU bound. Additional sharpening, I like to put it at 50%. Looks pretty sharp actually. No motion blur, cursor preference. And the draw distance stuff, I lowered it just to help the Steam Deck maintain 50 to 60 most of the time. I've been in Europe. When I was in 2001, I was 6, so I don't remember anything from Europe. But yes, I've been there. And I've been to Brazil as well, not so long ago. So again, like this, 45 on the OLED, on the OLED, and 40 on the LCD. Just because 40 is, I think it feels good enough on the LCD. Otherwise, you can also do 50s. I think it looks good enough at 50. Should stay right on the edge. But if you are anything like me, you probably want to get 60s. Same settings again. So most of the time it will be 60, and in those scenarios in Blackwater, they're going to drop into the 50s, maybe the 40s sometimes. So yeah, not a big deal. Brazil mentioned. Where in Brazil did you go? I went to Camboriú when I was 18, and then I went to Rio de Janeiro as well. We visited the beach with my family. And yeah, it was fine. I'm not a fan of hot climates. but it is the closest thing I have to another country. I also have a family friend that lives in Urere International. Can we see locked 1 FPS? No, it doesn't allow us to do so.
Let's go.
We could, using a command, but still. That memeable stuff, I leave it for the end. But this is Undead Nightmare, so this usually runs worse than the base game, especially in Blackwater. When you're running around in the darkness, should be okay. Just want to get close to start the freaking mission. Oh no, I'm going to fall. Anyway, let's swap to the campaign. So you guys see what's going on. Best beach is maybe in... Oh, okay. Interesting. Lowest is 10 hertz. Yeah, I think so. ...60 frames, yeah. But we are... I mean, I was expecting worse, actually, after seeing the requirements. I still wish we could maintain 60s even in Blackwater, but... When looking into the distance, I mean, it's not like it's unplayable, nothing like that. It's just not 100% consistent when it comes to Blackwater, which was to be expected. I'm honestly not surprised, really. Yeah, it's completely fine like this. The thing was, when I was on the highest draw distance options, I was dropping into the 40s here. You know what, let's go do the Bonnie mission. So yeah. I'd say Red Dead 1 on the Steam Deck is worth it. The thing is the price. The price is not worth it. Wait for a sale. I like the PC port, it works well, excepting when there is a good amount of geometry on screen. But the thing is, it's too expensive. $50 for this, I wouldn't say is worth it at all. It's pretty far away from being worth it at $50. It doesn't even have the multiplayer. Don't have $50, yeah. What about 75%? Yeah, sure. Maybe 50 to 60%. I still, especially the geometry one. The trees. Yeah, some of them are not consistent. More like this. This is as far as I would go. Anything over this is kinda unnecessary.
Thank you for telling me all that back there. It must have been hard for you.
What state is Camboriú? I don't know. That's a good question. Isn't it that state?
Then again, I don't think I ever asked.
Much better life do we get on Steam Deck with Red Dead 1. If we're targeting 60s, probably 2.5 to 3 hours on the OLED and 90 to 100 minutes on the LCD. Then if you look into 40, you have easily over 3.5 to 4 hours. If you look into like 45. On the LCD, I'll guess 2 hours if you look into 40 with these settings. Oh, this is the most boring mission in the game. Gracias, Eduardo, se agradece. Santa Catarina, okay, makes sense. South of Brazil, yeah, I never been to the north. The north is a little bit too far away from me.
Come on, easy up now.
Yeah, this is the most boring mission in the game. I'm so sorry. Let's shoot the cow. Just... You broke the law. No shit. I'm playing Red Dead. Triple buffer off seems to really help. How? How so? VSync is disabled. On medium settings, 50% distance should be 5 hours, maybe on the OLED, and if it's locked to like 50. But yeah, should be doable. If you can lock it to 50 with medium to low settings, yeah, sure. And the sliders, if you keep them at 50%, it's usually fine.
Going to Armadillo. Feeling a little
Voodoo method for Refantasio? Maybe. I'm thinking about it. If you think this is a boring mission, you certainly haven't played any GTA Vice City mission. Dude, Vice City was my first GTA. I won't forget that helicopter mission with the with the explosives. Dude. Now that mission is boring. It's fine, but if I wanted to do the cow thing, I'll go to the I'll go do it in real life. Okay. Mr. West Dickens is waiting for me. 30 FPS on LCD, could that reach 4.5 hours? I don't think so. Maybe 3.5 on the LCD. Although now Valve actually improved battery life on the LCD. The latest version, so so that should be good. The thing is how much wear your battery has, because the LCD, if you got it 2 years ago, maybe when it came out, you might have 90% battery health. GTA 6 on Steam Deck, I'm definitely doing that as soon as it launches on PC, which will take a while. How is SteamOS 3.6? So far so good. At least for me. So far so good. Everybody's killing themselves. Here I am, just watching. Oops. I didn't kill them on time. Sorry guys. I was checking my brightness settings. 2027, maybe 2026.
Forgive me, friend.
Forgive me, friend. Treasure map. Okay, cool. Your camera shutter speed is picking up the screen flickering. It's still doing that? I mean, if I put it something like this, look at the flicker. Even at 60, oh, hang on. Let's put it auto exposure. Yeah, even with the anti-flicker at 60 Hz, and my screen being 60 Hz. What the hell? Oh well. Let me do it the right way then. I increase the brightness to the point you guys don't see it. Okay. That should be better. And yeah, 160. Yeah, and the brightness will have to stay up. Sorry. That's weird. You shouldn't do that. Yeah. Oh well. What can you do? Better than nothing. But as you can see, in the middle of nowhere, and by the middle of nowhere I mean not in a town, if you look into 60, the GPU is chilling.
Excuse me.
And you get more battery life as well, so it can vary. If you're a lot in the town, you'll drop battery more quickly.
What is your name?
Does FSR add input lag? No, because we're not using frame gen. It does have a small performance impact though.
How many outlaws can a man encounter in one day? You must have me mistaken.
But what a great game, man. I played this mission 13 years ago. It's so difficult to see the Steam Deck with the camera in the middle of the screen. But at least you guys can enjoy the game a little. But hey, this is great. It's a great experience. Just needs a very little adjustment here and there, but I can't see anything. Hold on. Arm shot and headshot.
Not too fast, sir. I beg you. I'm not sure I'll make it. Excellent work, sir. Push on to
What Stickens will make it? Is it possible to do native 800p at 60? I doubt it, but maybe. Yeah, now that I showed you my recommended settings, let's try native. Native AA. I'm guessing outside of the towns. Outside of the towns is probably going to be fine. Okay. 800p mid. FPS cap. FSR3 native AA. So this is FSR3 used as anti-aliasing. And this is the OLED, yes sir. But on the LCD you shouldn't be that far off. Okay, now we're native, but again we're outside towns. So you can do native. Although, wow, with native actually looks insanely sharp right now. Stupidly sharp actually. Especially considering the draw distance, the FOB. I mean, the characters look pretty small. Oh, boom, headshot. Let me take care of the other guy. My god. It's so hard to play like this. There we go. Yeah, guys, just for reference, I have the webcam pointed at the Steam Deck right in the middle of the screen. So actually, I can see half the screen. I have one eye looking at the screen, and the other eye is covered by the webcam.
We're here. Stay with me.
That's why I'm playing bad.
Where the devil are we? Armadillo.
So in my opinion, it should have been a remake. Yeah, but it requires more work.
Thank you.
And the remake, if you're doing a remake, you have to do it correctly. I'd rather they make Red Dead 3 instead. And actually, Red Dead 2 feels more like a simulation than Red Dead 1. Red Dead 1 has less realism. Red Dead 2 is a little bit too realistic in some aspects, but this is more of an action game in comparison. Yeah, they're making GTA 6. Let them cook. Like the young people say. I mean, would be nice to have a remake, don't get me wrong. But we've been waiting for the base game for such a long time. I mean, the same happened with The Last of Us. The Last of Us Part 1 came out on PC. Oh yeah, great. But why didn't we get a port of the PS4 version? The one that didn't have The Last of Us 2 engine. I mean, on the Steam Deck, that would have been perfect. So when we get a remake, quote unquote, we get it on PC and we complain because we cannot have the older version as well. So in this case, I think it's fine to have this instead. At least for now. And if they happen to make a remake, we'll have more than enough hardware to render it. You're going to cook it to death. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of memes about that. Like, they show you in Red Dead 2, some people building a train track, and they show you, like, nail by nail. I mean, the amount of animation in that is absolutely insane. And here we got a bug. And the CPU usage is high because we're in a town. Those were the bad guys? Oh, those are the bad guys. Yeah, kill me. No worries. Yeah, Faithful 4 port is better than Butcher remake. Yeah, it's nice to have both options. I mean, if the remake did exist at the moment, and we got this instead of the remake, okay, I get it. I would be mad as well. But that's not the case. This is basically what we wanted for a while. It runs on everything. You can even play at 60 on the Steam Deck. You can play it on a 1050 Ti at 1080p 60. You can play at 4K on a 3060 or a 2070 at 60 FPS. You can upscale the hell out of it. And people are probably going to mod this thing to absolute oblivion. Even on the 360, if you have a modded Xbox 360, there's mods for Red Dead Redemption 1. The only thing they effed up, in my opinion, is the missing multiplayer. I wonder how much of GTA 6 will lean into simulation. I'm guessing the robberies. Probably like in that leaked video that they were showing they robbing a place. They had to point a gun at people and people will try to flank them sometimes. Others just stay there in shock. Then the police arrives and maybe that's dynamic. I'm just wishful thinking over here. That would be a great use of CPU power. I feel the graphics is worse than Red Dead 2. I mean, obviously, this is the game that came out, what, 7 years before Red Dead 2? So yeah, it's obviously worse looking. Wonder how Red Dead RP would be like. It would be interesting. Especially if they included the zombies. I would love to play Red Dead 1 with Shrek as the main character. Knowing the modding community, that and CJ and Big Smoke are going to be the first things that get modded in. But as you can see, you can even do native if you wanted to. Maybe the card you own will need constant maintenance, all changes and stuff. Imagine that. Man, that would be such a pain in the ass. The police is chasing you. Oh no, your car has no fuel. You got to fight them off. Horse meat and horse hide. I'm not going to touch that. Before I continue though, I'll teleport to the ranch and go directly to Blackwater. Oh, it doesn't allow me. So it will be closed. Okay, it's closed. Well, that sucks.
They took my boy. My boy.
Who did?
He's missing.
Goku mod. Yeah, remember the Clio mods in GTA San Andreas? I want to see a Super Saiyan mod for Red Dead 1. Like, you turn into Super Saiyan Marston and you can fly off into the sunset. You can throw powers and Kamehameha everyone. Those mods, man. They were even ported to the PlayStation 2. Super Saiyan Marston. Imagine Arthur is in the afterlife practicing Kaioken. Forgot about Switchboard. Yeah, this game is also on the Nintendo Switch. It's 30 FPS. You can, if you have a hack Switch, you can unlock it. If you overclock the Switch, you can get 50 to 60. But the settings are way lower. The resolution is way lower. It's like 500p. So yeah, I mean, this game is now basically on everything. Oops. Oh, this mission is so effed up. Yeah, it is, despite the resolution being lower and the shadow cascades being limited, on the Switch it looks beautiful, especially on the OLED. And oh yeah, and the Spider-Man to hook the webs. That would be funny, but I would use it to climb like big mountains such as this one. Why you didn't come for COD campaign? I did it for the Steam Deck, but not for the PC, unfortunately. And that's because of time, and I wanted to play this. And yesterday I was doing my full-time job. Today I was like, okay, can I do this on Wednesday? To my coworker, and he was like, yeah, sure. What are you doing today? I'm playing Red Dead 1 on PC. Like, he was like, okay, respect. Okay, wanted poster. We go fast. We gotta go fast, Mrs. Marston. Howdy. The game as of now is on 360, Xbox One, Series S, Xbox One X, Series X, PS3, PS4, PS5, and PC. See, it took them long enough, but it's here. I'm happy that we live in a future when I can play Red Dead 2 on a Steam Deck with HDR, and if I wanted to with mouse and keyboard. So you're basically an aimbot. Oops, I shot the victim. See, that's what happens when you do something like this. Even the criminals are scared of me because I shot the victim instead of the criminals.
What have we got here?
And Switch, yeah, Switch as well. Let me go back to Undead Nightmare super quick and see how native res fares. Now phone players gotta wait 14 more years for a mobile port. I mean, for Android, if you have Android, there's actually a program that is for emulating Windows, so you can run some games. At some point, we're forcing it through Android. And thank you so much, Marco Antonio Bermeo, for the 18 Mexican pesos donation. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. WinLater, exactly. You can run Windows stuff on Android using WinLater, but it requires a lot of horsepower. Again, thank you for the donation. Gracias, Marco. Te agradezco un montón. Capo total, genio, mastodonte. If you didn't understand that in English, I was just telling him that he's a beast and I love him, basically. Okay, back in Undead Nightmare. Oh man, I'm so angry that I cannot do that. What about here? No, of course not. How much money do you make in a month? Not enough. It depends. If you're talking about YouTube, it highly depends. It's very variable. And I have to be on the lookout for copyright stuff, not getting demonetized. I was going to do the Mortal Kombat franchise on the deck. But I don't know, I'm afraid I'll get demonetized. We'll see. I might put a mod that puts the blood in a white color or something. But sometimes that happens. Just name a site. I'm not going to call any names, but if you can wait a few days, you can find it in a French girl's webpage that does a lot of exercise and has a spoon. That's all I can say. Hopefully that works for you. If that was nonsense to you, you should spend more time on the internet. So just look that up and you'll find it at some point. But that is the reference. Actually, I don't think we need upscaling for this one. On native resolution is actually pretty good on medium. Maybe for battery life purposes, use quality FSR. How many Red Dead you make per month? How many red RDR? What do you mean RDR? Oh, I get it. In a bad month, probably 5. No, sorry, 10 RDRs. In a bad month. In a good month, maybe 20 RDRs. But that is probably a great month that has like 5 game releases. And me not spending money, basically. Yeah, sorry about the... Yeah, when it's December, usually without much effort, you can do 20 RDRs. But right now I make 5. Usually, in a bad month. It's in between. Between 10 and 20. Maybe 15 RDRs would be a good way to put it. Yeah, Kenzo, that's why I said if you can wait a few days. $36K views on the GPU stream? What? And I didn't make timestamps. Oh no. Fuck them. Dude, I forgot to make the timestamps. Hold up. People gonna be angry. Timestamps on the way. Okay, at least I put a comment talking about it. Think of the watch time? No, actually, the thing with not putting timestamps, I don't mind the lower watch time. The thing is, I think people appreciate when you put chapters in a 2 to 3 hour video, in any video. I'd even put timestamps in a how many minute video? In a 10-minute video. I don't know. I think people appreciate that, and I'd rather do something that I would watch in real life. I mean, if I see a 1 hour stream of 5 GPUs without timestamps, sometimes I don't even watch it. I just skip over it. I think making it a better experience to watch is more valuable. I mean, watch time, the difference in watch time is probably minuscule. Okay, here's when it's dropping. As I said before, like in Blackwater, high geometry, environment, although here we're GPU bound, so if you're playing with quality FSR like I said before, you should be good. A Thief's Landing also has a lot of geometry. I keep forgetting about that. Also, let's be honest, if you guys enjoy the video with the timestamps, you're more likely to stick around later to watch something else. Yeah, they would probably click off and they wouldn't be interested in my content later. It's like, oh yeah, that's the guy that doesn't put timestamps. Okay, I think that's it for now, guys. I think that's it for now. Just to show you the settings in a better light, let's plug it into the capture card. Let's see if that's still an issue. If I put it on the capture card, I'm going to hide this. I'm now with a capture card. Okay, now it's fixed on the capture card for some reason. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so for graphics, just so you guys can see it more clearly, 800p. This is if you want native res, do something like this. You're going to test Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster? Yeah, definitely. So if you want native, put it like this. Just again, as I said multiple times, keep these sliders under control. This will make your CPU cry a little bit. So if your CPU cries, your GPU will cry as well, because it won't get enough power. But for most people, I'll probably put it on high, FSR3 on quality, like that. Level of detail, even a little bit lower than this. Okay, this will keep it like that. Right, and shadow blend on smooth. Maybe the shadow softness. And that should keep you mostly at 60 with drops into the 50s in towns that are on fire, in Undead Nightmare, as an example. Well, they have paused the music, I don't notice. So yeah, my best settings will be like this. If you want battery life, lock it to 45 on the OLED, lock it to 40 on the LCD, and you're good to go with these settings. If you lock it to 45, it won't drop a single frame with these settings. And you have a long battery life. Quick question, when will you test several GPUs on the same rig? Don't you have to reinstall drivers? After the 5th or 6th GPU change, I do reinstall the drivers. But since they're the same NVIDIA, what it does when you change this GPU, it reloads the drivers because it's the same driver. So if you do it like 4 or 5 times, it's fine. After the 5th time, I like reinstalling everything. So in between each live stream, I do reinstall the drivers. So yeah, I have that covered. Thanks to you guys for watching. We'll do a separate Ally video. At the moment, that's not planned, but the thing with the Ally is it adds 2 more testing iterations, so I'm not sure if I'll keep doing it. At the moment, I would say probably yes, because it's a big game, but we'll see. So anyway, I don't have Helldivers anymore. I asked for a refund when they added the PSN requirement, and Steam was like, okay, you have 10 hours, but we'll give you your money back. And I wasn't playing Helldivers anymore, so yeah. I don't have it anymore. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did playing this portably. And Flight Simulator, Stalker 2 and Indiana Jones, we also have those games. That's true, top 10. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate you all.